Mhm. All righty. Good morning, everybody. Thanks for coming in from the sunshine and joining us on this April 16th Michigan PR Group meeting. We have a roundtable meeting today, so got whatever concerns, thoughts you've got going on today. So did everybody survive the eclipse and tax day? We've had an eventful week here.
All good here.
Say, I'm just glad the next eclipse isn't for 20 years because 2 and 7 years has been enough. So those are days. All right, so we don't have any set topics today. I guess I invite anybody to jump in with any questions, or is everybody set for summer reading?
As far as I know, I'm not involved in that, but I'll be putting the social media out pretty soon.
Yeah.
Been quiet.
Quiet can be a good thing.
Yeah. We did have an uproar last week though. And I don't want to get into it because it was really draining. But basically, our book group chose a book that offended like half the population of the city. And we call it our book group, but we used to be a lot more involved. A staff member ran it. We would get books for people to purchase if they wanted, but post-COVID that kind of changed, and so they do it via Zoom. But we still are involved with it a little bit, but yeah, it's brought out, it was the 100 Years War on Palestine, and it happened to fall during the month of Passover that they're reading this. And so it just brought out a lot of hostility, let's say, toward the library. And so now we're working on a social media policy and what people are allowed, not that we would delete their posts, but sort of like what we allow on our page in terms of comments and hate speech and things like that. So this week it's quiet, but last week was something.
After all of that, quiet is extra good then. So
yes. Yeah. I as I've said to many people, I needed to use Google Maps to find the high roads because I couldn't find them anymore.
Mhm.
They were non-existent for me after a while. And I apparently, the parenting group for Huntington Woods on Facebook, the kind of a lot of the commentary started in there, but also made its way to our page. And I was in the parenting group for a while, also so I could share the library posts. And another coworker of mine is in it. Her children are younger though. Mine are not college age anymore. They're older now. And so she told me that there's like 900 members and like 5 of them are the ones causing the problems. So it's always that case, So what's up with you guys? Hi. Guess who's here?
Kitty.
Yeah, he's not up here for some reason. He's avoiding it a little bit. I'm not sure why. He'll make his way. Oh.
All right, I'll open up to the group. Who's got any questions or concerns today? Thoughts?
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, Jeff. Happy belated birthday to you.
you so much.
Oh, happy birthday.
How's it going today?
So far, so good.
You good?
Sun is shining, so that's a good thing. Hopefully it is
Yes.
for everybody. You know, I can speak for Southeast Michigan right here.
Yes. Sun is shining.
So I don't know if everybody saw, but Jeff and Ferndale Library had a little mini viral moment with their no eclipse glasses, but that they had Eclipse by Stephanie Myers available.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah, we went viral on 3 or 4 different community groups.
That's great.
Even though we wound up getting glasses eventually.
Mhm.
And even then they went like that.
Yep.
All right. We've got a question from Wesley Ann in the chat here, and it's do you involve library volunteers in the marketing and marketing efforts, and if so, how?
You involve library volunteers in marketing. I would ask you, how so? Are you just having them in videos? What are you envisioning? To what extent?
Sit down.
As Wesley Ann had said, I know one way I use volunteers is just some of the volunteers or the patrons I know very well. If I that I know are out in the community and are talkers, I'll put a little, word in their ear. Hey, can you help share the word about, this service or a specific program that needs a boost? So,
Oh, that's a good idea.
because nothing does beat word of mouth marketing.
Mm-mm.
The
Yeah.
only thing I've done, I've never done anything. Well, I tried to do an influencer thing a few years ago and kind of bombed. But anyway, we'll ask, like, we had a March reading contest, and when the kids come to pick up their prizes,
Mhm.
we ask, well, will you let us take pictures of the kids? And then sometimes the parent will take a video of the kid. Like, there was a really cute one, a little boy, I don't know, maybe 10. He got his free books, and then he got a gift card, and he got to go to this toy store here in the Detroit area, and his mom videoed the whole thing and him running into the toy store, and he was so excited, and he
Oh, that's so
showed the
fun.
books. And so that post was way better than anything I could have done. So, kind of like you said, Kelly, it's better for the patrons to be talking about how much they love the library than it is for the library to talk about it. So if I can ever get anybody to do something like that and share what they did on social media, I do encourage that. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, but
That's a pretty neat idea. I didn't even think of that, because we'll take
Yeah.
a picture or two, but yeah, the parents influence, or not influence, but you know what I mean, the parents' input is somewhat different, and then just sharing that, I think that's really cool.
Yeah, it was really, really sweet. The boy was just so excited, and
Yeah.
it was really cute. So that's really all. And sometimes we'll have a patron who participates, and we do the 1,000 hours outside programs throughout the year, no matter what the weather is. And one of our patrons is very involved in it. And so she'll post things and I'll share. Her posts are way better than anything I ever do. So I share her stuff too. So I do try to do that as much as possible.
That's pretty neat.
Wesley Ann clarified in the chat that she's looking for ideas. She's struggling to come up with tasks for library volunteers because they have so many volunteers, which is a good problem, but very much of a problem.
Yeah.
The only thing we've really used volunteers for is to help with if we have like a kids craft day. And we have the volunteers help
Mm-hmm.
manage the craft and the kids and all that stuff. But we really don't use volunteers at the library. The volunteers are for the friends. And so but we don't really have volunteers.
We have one, and she helps pull the holds every morning. Actually, she pulls the holds every morning. And then gets them ready, and then the clerks, check them. Stop. And, but we don't, we do have, right, with the friends, we have volunteers, like for the book sales and things like that. So. Speaking of friends, I'm really kind of proud. Our staff member, Judy Schramm, some of you may have seen it on Facebook, the Friends of Michigan Libraries made a post about the 2 awards they gave out, and for our Freedom to Read, with banned books and all that, Judy was mentioned in that, and I was really proud for that campaign. And so and then another man won an award, and I'm not sure where he's from, but there's like a photo of Judy and then like 2 of our coworkers. So anyway, I was happy about that.
Good morning. This is Peter from Bluefield Township. Hi, everybody.
Hey, Peter.
Hi. We did have a great opportunity to use volunteers. We call them ambassadors here at Bloomfield Township, but during our millage proposal segment, we had those folks out in the community. I don't work directly with them, but I heard they were a big boon. Like you said, and there's no better way to get the word out than word of mouth. So we still do curbside quite a bit, and so we wanted to incorporate that into social media. So what we'll sort of do is like a candid camera curbside type thing, and just do it on the spot and involve the person that's picking up. And 8 times out of 10 they don't mind, and they really get into making a really super it's almost like a photo shoot type deal. So it ends up being really fun for them, and then they tell all their friends they're famous on the website. So that
That's
goes a long way.
amazing.
Yeah, that's a couple of ways to do it.
So one way we use volunteers that's kind of marketing related is we have one volunteer, and I've actually got to find a new volunteer, so it takes a special person to do this, but they put together a scrapbook for us of all of our press clippings and things. I always get the Google alerts and whatnot, so I always print them off and I put them in, big stack, and then that volunteer puts it in, big binders for us and keeps that up.
Nice. We haven't had that type of thing. So Google alerts, like if you're mentioned online, or
Yeah, like I have Google alerts set up for Southfield Library, Southfield Pavilion, just so I can find out what's going on because it affects our parking at the library if a big show is going on there. I also just set it up for librarian, just to keep up with, what's going on in library land and news.
Okay. I wasn't aware of that. I mean, I obviously use Google, but I haven't delved into that part of it.
Yeah, the Google alerts are very helpful. I get them every day and glance through them. I get, I also have some personal ones set up, so I get like 10 of them every day. So
Oh, wow.
some of them you just like glance and delete, and some it's like, oh, that caught my eye, or I didn't know about that. So
Right.
and it's always interesting because it'll throw me off. There's a Southfield Library in Johannesburg, South Africa, and it'll pop up occasionally. I'll be like, wait, oh wait, that's not our program.
Yeah.
Good for you, Southfield Library, but
That's your sister library.
it is. We've talked over Twitter a few times, so
Oh, that's fun.
never figured out a way to really work together yet.
Oh, that's really fun. That's like Berkeley, when you Google Berkeley, California, it comes up,
Yeah.
or Huntington Beach for Huntington, I'm typing in Huntington and then beach. No, just let me finish. Well, I'm going to check into that.
Yeah. And then we've got another question in the chat from Libby. She was wondering if anyone offers incentives or rewards for employees, specifically those on the desk staff, who push programs via word of mouth, and or ways to encourage your desk staff on, how to push your programs and services. I'll tell you something I did that did not work. Like this, we're talking 10 years ago now. I did a big, this is our one program and our one service of the month, and put things on every staff member's desks with that, sent out emails with what it is to try to promote those two things, and it bombed.
Oh,
And it wasn't the right way to do it. I haven't figured out what the right way is. I was trying to just highlight, 2 things a month, but it didn't quite work. So I think some staff are more naturally inclined toward that. And
chatty.
those that are, I'll talk to them. Hey, can you, talk this one up, or, this could use some help. The ones that aren't naturally inclined toward it, I have not figured out a good way to boost that. If anyone has, I'm all ears.
So I guess my question would be, are those staff members staff that are doing programs? Because if they are, they should, if anything, at least be promoting their own if they're not comfortable promoting everyone else's to talk about. But I don't see rewarding them with an incentive for that, because I don't know, to me, having worked the desk and promoting that stuff, I feel like that's my job.
Yeah, I agree with you, Stephanie. It's really your job. And like you said, Kelly, I think most library workers are introverts. So when you find someone who's really good at promoting a special, a service or whatever, we have one person here at this branch that is really good at, we have the My Library app, and she just naturally showing people how to use the My Library. We've never asked her to. And so I heard her doing that, and I just said to her, oh my gosh, Jenny, that's so great that you're, that's so great, la 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 la. But it just comes naturally to her. And I would say most people, it doesn't. So I don't know how you get someone to do it if they don't feel comfortable, but encouraging the ones who do helps too, I think. So, but that's a tough one. I'm not sure
I
an
think
incentive
maybe,
is really,
yeah,
I don't know.
I think maybe finding the thing that they are comfortable talking about, like you had said, someone was comfortable with an app, finding that one program or library service that they are passionate about, that makes it easier. Like if you can promote it to at least 1 out of 5 people that come up to the desk or something. And then once they start there, maybe it can be something that they can do for other programs. I think it's also, how informed are they of the other programs? Are they, if you have a newsletter, do they look through the newsletter? Do they look through Vega program? Well, we use Vega programs. Do they look through Vega programs to see what's going on in the library?
And I know one thing we do that I think does help just to keep employees informed of everything. The e-newsletter that goes out to the public, we also send it to every staff member as well. Just, they're automatically signed up. That's part of the, you're new here. Hey, we're adding you to the list. So that way they see what's going out to the public at the very least there.
Anytime there's a new program, we send an all staff email. Then we send weekly updates of every program that's happening that week to the staff. And we have all little versions of the flyers of everything that's happening at the library right at the circulation desk. So you empower them with that knowledge. If they feel like pushing it, it's there. Keeping them informed of what's going on at all times. When they feel like it, they'll do it. Or if the patron comes up and says, hey, I heard you had a such and such program, even if that staffer forgot about it or didn't realize it, they can easily familiarize themselves with it because they can pull it up on the computer or just grab the flyer. Be like, oh yeah, gee whiz, here's the flyer.
I just went to a workshop recently where they talked about practicing what you're going to say. If you inform the staff of maybe a way that they could say it, but make it their own, or these are the key points to talk about. It might make it easier. I'm not going to go this route, but she even talked about experience she had where they actually videotaped an employee at another place. It was unlibrary related, and then they could watch the video so that that person could see how they present themselves to the public. So I thought that was kind of interesting, but she's right as far as the workshop I went to, saying like we all got to practice something. You got to have your spiel in your head of how you want to promote that item.
Right. We have the flyer of like all of our stuff, all of our events happening. It's on a spinner. Like we have, I think, individual flyers for things and then community flyers. But then also we put together, like the monthly or by, 2 months in one, depending on what we have going on. And we have it like right up front. But that's a good idea to keep one at the desk. And I'm not sure if they do or not, because I don't work the desk anymore, but I'm going to write that down and mention it and find out, if they don't keep it at the desk, it'd be great to just have it there. It's like little blurbs of each event coming up.
I do adult programming here at our library, and I do that. I make a monthly calendar that has everything on it and make sure that all the staff have it. I email it, but I'll print copies out too for them. And then of course it's available for the public. So I'll do a full-size version, and then I'll do like a 1/4 page version. It's just a setting on my photocopier. And then I have them up at the circulation desk and kind of scattered around the library, but kind of like, I think it's Jeff was saying, just making sure they have everything available if they choose to promote, and so that they're able to answer questions if people come along and ask about it.
Also, there's the introverted patron who doesn't want to ask about it. So you always got to put a QR code on your flyer so that they can just privately sign up with their phone without talking to anybody.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, it would be a dream come true if I had them, had sign up online. But I have to kind of address that. We don't have that option, but I do put my email on there so people can email me personally if they want to sign up that way.
Very good. Very cool. What library are you from? I didn't see.
I'm from Frankenmuth.
Oh, okay.
You guys in Frankenmuth are about to have some new construction on the building, right?
We actually just wrapped up. It wasn't huge. We were closed for a week. We redid our circulation area and our work area behind there. So we were closed for a week, and patrons are coming in going, it doesn't look that different. Like, no, but it feels very different for us because the workflow has been drastically improved, and we added a workstation. So yeah, it's all done and it looks great.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that sounds great.
It was much needed, but our staff has grown, our circulation has grown since we joined the Valley Library Consortium, and we were just kind of stepping on each other. So now it flows much better.
Right. Our director just did a space evaluation because we're a very small building. I apologize for my cat. I'm sorry. He likes my voice. And he is a constant member at these meetings, but sometimes he just won't move. Anyway, Deb just did a space evaluation to see, if we could do anything differently, because we're, that full, we have so much going on in there, but I'm not sure what came of that. I'll be curious to find out if if she's got any different ideas from that. So congratulations.
It took us a few years to get here, so I understand. Yeah.
Yep.
It started with the evaluation. Yep.
Yeah. So, and she's relatively new. She's been our director for 2 years now. And so things are changing, and we really like it. Some things are freshening up and different ideas and things like that. I know that speaking of events, the staff at the desks, they vary, what they're comfortable talking about. But I know there's been, to make sure that people understand how to teach people hoopla and Libby and stuff like that. And I know that that's kind of stepped up, which, you would expect, but not everybody is willing. You get different personalities involved, but But yeah,
Especially with tech, I think some people are still very nervous about showing somebody. They're afraid they're not going to do it right or something.
Yes.
So I find that there are a few people here where the information's available at the circulation desk and they're happy to hand it out. But then if a patron needs more help than that, they'll ask for a specific staff member to come and help because they feel more comfortable with it.
Yes, and that's fine. I know people have, this was when I was a clerk on the desk, they're like, how do you know so much about computers? Because of my generation. And I'm like, it's reverse genetics. Both my children are very good at it. So I inherited it from them. So anyway.
But I think it is, a lot of it is about playing to your strengths and your staff's strengths. So if you have someone that's really good
Definitely.
at that, you know.
Definitely.
I find when I'm on desk, I love to promote based on what somebody I'm talking. If somebody's mentions music to me, well, hey, do you know we have this music series? You know, I try to play off of that interaction to try
Right.
to, hopefully it's up their vibe already. So
Right. Yeah, it's finding, you know, the strengths of the library itself. And we have like a really good video collection, and the guy who develops it is our tech services person, and he really takes a lot of pride in it. And so we try to feature it, you know, and I mean, I say videos, but you know, Blu-ray and DVD. And you know, we feel it's one of our unique qualities. We have a lot of classics and a lot of different things, and he, you know, kind of curates the collection. So that's even been stuff that we've shared. You know, that we get a lot of requests for our movies because not everyone has them.
yeah, finding what makes your library, you know, special and the unique things to you is always fun things to play up.
Yeah. Yep.
And I think we're right too. If it's natural for them, they're gonna do it. And you're gonna have those staff members, hopefully, you know, and then for some people, it's just not. And no matter what you do, it's not going to be comfortable for them.
Yeah, and you don't
I
want it to
even,
be fake, you know, or
yeah, right. And you hope that you're reaching people, you know, through different avenues, I guess. I
yeah.
created these little like buttons for people to wear because I thought, okay, that's a passive way to promote. You know, they can wear the pin that
Mhm.
has it was bigger, like a program, you know, that was all ages and all that. And,
Oh,
you know, real introverted people didn't even want to wear the button. So it just is what it is.
did you make them like on a button maker? Do you have like
I
a button?
did, yes.
Yeah.
Yep, just made them in house. Yeah. Yep.
I wonder if, like, did patrons pick them up? Like, did you make them available to
Yeah,
patrons?
actually it ended up being, it was during neighboring week last year. And so it was a citywide program that the
Mhm.
city of Frankenmuth reached out to us and said, will you guys offer some programming around it? We said, sure, we will, and we did. And so I created the little buttons for the staff to wear. Well, then patrons liked them, and so
Mhm.
patrons wanted them. So I made some more, and then the city liked them, and the city wanted some. So I made some more.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
What was the event, the citywide event? What was it called again? I'm writing it down.
It was National Neighboring Week. I don't remember the dates off the top of my head. And the city did different tours of like the wastewater treatment plant. And we have a big beautification department here in the city of Frankenmuth. So they got a tour of where they start all the flowers and all of that. And
Oh,
then we
that's
did some
cool.
passive programming. Won't You Be My Neighbor was kind of the theme we went with Mr. Rogers, and we had
Mhm.
some passive programming set up here, and then there was a tour of the library as well.
I'm gonna check to see if we do anything for that. Huntington Woods is a tiny community, you know, a square mile. And so the neighboring, you know, that's kind of a neat idea. I didn't know about Neighboring Week, and we're working on our DEI and stuff like that. And so that would tie in nicely with that. I'm gonna check into that. That's a great idea. And then the
Yeah,
buttons.
it'd be perfect, a good fit. It's easy too, you know, and it's a
Yeah.
natural fit to kind of bridge the library and the community.
Right, right. We also contract with Pleasant Ridge, which is just south of the freeway from us, from 696, and they're also
Wow.
this big. And so that might be a nice tie-in. I'm gonna look into that. Thank you for that idea. Are you Laura? No,
You're
what's
welcome, Jennifer.
Jennifer? Okay. Sorry, I see the names, but then I don't know if they pertain to the people or.
All right. Who else has any questions or thoughts or successes you've had?
Well, we had our Get Cozy Challenge, and that's something I specifically worked on with Deb. I've never planned like a large thing before, and so Deb, our director, was really I could go to her and say, okay, I want to do this, but I don't know how to start, or I don't know this or that, and she'd sit down with me and do it. And so it started February 20th through March 19th, which was the equinox. And basically it I don't think I have a flyer with me, but just check real quick. It was challenging people to read cozies, and you know, because it's that time of year, it's cold out and everything, and Huga, you know, it all tied in kind of there. I don't think I have it with me, but anyway, so basically we had a bingo card, and what you did was you came in to pick up your cozy packet, which included a tote bag that had chocolates and a little candle and like a tea light and some tea and a couple of recipes that are from the Kensington Cozies. They have those recipe cards that they'll send you, and they have a cozy program. So so we did that and publicized it, and we had quite a few people come in and pick up packets, and then there was a bingo card in there, and each card, like each item was like sit by the fire, or you know, read a book, or take a warm bath, you know, cozy type stuff. And if you turned it in, you won a prize. You know, we did like a drawing for one of our local used bookstores, and so we had 2 winners. And so we also featured books with Kensington. You know, I'll feature any book as long as they send me stuff, you know, to go with it. And so it worked out really well. Oh, excuse me one second. It worked out really well, and I think we had 20 people sign up, and not as many turned in, you know, the bingo card, but there was a lot of involvement with it. And you know, we had displays with cozy books and things like that, and so I think it was good, and people enjoyed it. It brought people in, I think, and Deb says she wants to do it again, so that was kind of a success for us.
Wonderful. That sounds like a fun idea. Good for
Yeah.
good for winter time.
It's sort of like summer reading for winter, you know, like, you know, you didn't have to like go out of your way, you know, like signing up for everything. You just kind of picked up the card. We made it really stress-free. The one thing I would change is I really wanted to hang up the bingo cards when they were returned, to kind of, because we have like a little staircase that we could right above the display where the main display, so we could kind of put them like, you know, Brady Bunch style down the side of the staircase. But I didn't get to that. I had COVID, and so I didn't get in to be able to do that part. But that's an idea for next year.
It's always good to build upon it and make it a
Yeah.
local tradition.
Yeah, exactly.
We've got a bunch of cool authors coming onto our podcast. We basically let our youth librarians tell me who their favorite authors are, and I snagged them all in. So that's really excited. They're excited.
Cool.
Wow.
Yeah. What else is going on? We're having an outdoor movie night at the Ferndale Project on May 14th. We're showing Beetlejuice. You all should come. And a week and a half after that, we get our own ice cream flavor at Treat Dreams.
Oh, that's perfect.
So that's what we're looking forward to. But then we've got a lot of like things we're looking forward to for summer. Like, anybody here got cool things coming up around the bend for June, July, August that they're looking forward to, that they're getting ready to market.
Hang on one second.
I have a question for you real quick.
Yeah.
What's the name of your ice cream flavor?
Good night, Blue Moon.
Oh,
Very cute.
You know, we were gonna go with something obvious like chocolate chip cookie dough, but we went with the Blue Moon flavor.
that's amazing.
It'll also be vegan and gluten free and delicious.
Have
That
you
is very
sampled it
cool.
already?
I think, did you do a post about Treat Dreams? Or someone did a post about Treat Dreams just like today, or I just noticed it today. That might have been your post. I don't know.
I hope not. Certainly wasn't scheduled yet.
Oh, then never mind. It might have just been Treat Dreams, you
Yep.
know, like we might follow them or something. And I
I mean,
I
they're
was scrolling.
practically our neighbors. We get to cheat and partner with them a lot. So
That's wonderful.
I was
I
gonna
like
say,
your
Barry, you
idea
might
of
have to jump on that one now that Treat Dreams is at the woods as well.
yep.
Yeah. That what was I gonna say? Oh, I like it how you tie in with the Ferndale project.
Yeah.
I love the idea of that, and you've just kind of made me think about how we might do something like that in the woods, like if I don't know, just I want to look into like what you're doing at Ferndale Project and kind of maybe find out if there's a place we could do it, something, you know, like tie in with some area in the city. 'Cause,
Yeah.
you know, Ferndale Project is their own thing, right?
Right. They are under the umbrella of the Eastern Market Brewing Company.
Okay, that's what I thought. Is it where you had your beer flavor? No, that was a different, that was your, is that?
We've had two beer flavors there by now. And
Okay.
hopefully a third one in September.
That's wonderful.
They had a drawing night inside their brewery. They
Mhm.
called it, I'm sure they called it Drink and Draw or something. And they've invited us to have a writer's version of that because we used to have a writer's group. So now our writer's group is moving into the bar too.
Oh, that's wonderful. It's like a meetup.
Yeah, and hopefully if the participants maybe have at least one beer, they'll be loosened up enough to actually do a reading and not be so
There you
nervous.
That's a great idea. But you've given me some good ideas to kind of jump off at and see if we can tie something in with our city.
Jeff, I hope you don't mind. I'm going to steal chocolate chip cookie dough. I'm just letting you know up front. That's great.
Just as long as you just tag us on social media, then it's yours.
Full footnoting and citation. Yep.
Sounds great. Sounds great.
That's amazing.
We also have another idea actually that you guys can steal if you want. We have book clubs, and then we had a film club, and then one of our creative librarians had kind of 3/4 of an idea that I helped push over the finish line, called Album Club. So we're doing a music version of that, and we'll get people, hopefully it works, I'll keep you posted. Get people in a circle at another nearby establishment. This one's even closer. It's the Woodward Avenue Brewery.
Mhm.
And we'll tell all the participants, this is the band we're talking about tonight. It'll probably be the Beatles.
Mhm.
Come to this shindig ready to defend or praise your personal favorite album of their whole canon. And let's mix and match and see what everybody thinks. And they'll let us take up the jukebox and we'll play Beatles music all night. We'll see where it goes.
Yeah, that's a great idea. I'm just writing it down.
Threading it back into, hey, do you like the Beatles? Because we literally have all their CDs. Check them out.
Mhm.
Different artists every month.
There's a great sideline tie-in with that. I'm not a librarian, so I don't know all the details. Maybe I'll put it out on email or social media, but they have these little 33 1/3 books, and you know about this.
We have them,
yeah, those are great. So I don't know how many of the Beatles have. I know they have 2 or 3 little tie-in bit.
Yeah.
I haven't seen those.
Basically what it is just the author will gather criticism about a specific album. So they'll both yay and nay for it, and they put it all into a really it's almost the same size as a CD. So you get this little book, and it's a great way to sort of interplay the album, and then you listen to the album and see how significant it was socially during the time it was actually released, because you're taking press clippings from that were contemporary back then. Probably my favorite one is the one on Kraftwerk, when they came out with one called Computer World. That was a really good one, and they talked about a lot of the techniques involved in making it and how big Kraftwerk is as far as an influence. So,
Really
they're all
cool.
they're all over the place though. So
I'm gonna
33,
definitely check
yeah.
them out.
33 and a third, I think, is the actual header title for the whole series.
It's like a series. Yeah. That sounds really cool. I'm gonna tell our person who does our films and music. And see if we can get those, if we don't already have them. I wasn't familiar with them, so sounds very cool.
Yeah, if they haven't seen them, they'll get a big kick out of them, just because if you find your favorite amongst them, that really, does the trick. So they got
Right.
Prince in there too. I just throw a Prince plug out randomly.
Right. That's very cool.
Anybody else got exciting summer plans? Library plans, not vacation plans.
Don't.
So many people
Outside of our normal, summer library programming, we also have a Slincy Green farmhouse behind us that the library oversees, and she will be, our museum curator will be doing a couple neat programs. So we have a natural dyes workshop in June,
Oh,
and
cool.
we're partnering up with the swim department, the pool department, and they're going to do a brief history of swimwear. So she'll be doing that, and then everyone who attends will receive $1 off admission to the pool. So we're kind of excited, just something different that we haven't done before.
What is it you're coordinating with? You said you have behind you like a farmhouse or
Yeah,
firehouse?
so we have a farm, like a museum, like a
Oh.
old house
Uh-huh.
that we oversee. So the museum curator is the one planning the programs, and we're working with like other departments to try to build some relationships there. And the library is partnering up with the aquatics department, pool department, whatever you want to call it, and we're offering a couple options for summer reading, like raffle prizes. We're raffling off a full summer membership for the pool for a family, and they participate in our Touch a Truck event, so we give off free wristbands for that day to go swimming.
Oh, fun.
Yeah. And we're having a wedding there in May.
Oh, wow.
So,
That's great.
yeah.
You have to give us more on Touch a Truck. That sounds very, very interesting.
Yeah, so it's a program that they've been doing for a while here before I even came here. So essentially we work with the other city departments to bring in their vehicles, and we park them in the parking lot on a Tuesday night. It will fall on this year from about 5 to 8, but they start closing off the parking lot before that. And we'll have the trucks all out. We have activities in the museum garden or the farmhouse, like I've called it before. The museum will be open for tours. We'll give out wristbands for the pool. And this year we're going to have a photo booth that we partnered up with another company to offer something a little different. Last year we offered ice cream, but it was quite costly to get the ice cream in the ice cream container over this year. So we decided to go a different route. But yeah, the kids just come and they touch all the trucks, they get into the trucks, they honk the horn. The neighbors love us.
We do that. Well, our city does that at our DPW. They get all the trucks out. I think they do it at DPW. I can't remember, but they get all the different trucks out. And the kids, I know I think when my kids were little, we went to it. We've lived here a long time, and but I know that all kids love it, and they always have photos of, you know, what what was what happened, and who was in the fire truck and things like that. So
Mhm.
that's neat. That's a neat idea.
Yeah, the youth services librarian does it every year. And last year we had probably close to 500 people show up.
Oh my goodness.
So it does bring out a good turnout.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Peter, if you want to check one out, the one in Southfield is actually this Sunday. So
Oh, neat.
Great, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, those big city events are always fantastic for drawing people out. I do signups for new patrons at those type deals, and I went to the one in Bloomfield Township right before school, and I didn't even imagine that many families would drag their kids, and the kids actually had a blast. So, and I don't know if they did the toucher truck, but they had the fire engines out shooting their water cannons off and the whole bit. So is a real big draw. So yeah, very impressive. And I know how Southfield is situated, where the library is sort of part of the municipal center. So I'm imagining you guys have a great turnout as well.
yep. It'll be a fun time. I'm actually working just a reference desk this Sunday, but I know I'll hear it through the window, so that's always fun. One thing we're doing, which would be an easy one to replicate, we're doing a photo walk. We hired a professional photographer who we worked with before, and first time we did it, we focused on walking around to all the various artworks that were nearby. And then the second time we focused on nature, just sometimes it was trees and bushes, and we have a little forest behind us, so we went in there at the very end. And this time we decided seeing the unseen, so looking at the little details that are in things, and close-ups is what we're going to focus on. But it's a fun program. We've done it with both this upcoming one's focused on just toward the adults, but we've done it a family-oriented one as well, because everybody's got a camera these days, and
Yep.
it's fun because some people bring out the big professional cameras with the zoom lenses, and a lot of people just pull their phones out of their pockets. So it works for all different photo levels.
Is it right around the library, like on the grounds, or?
Yep. Yeah. And we have our meeting room reserved just in case of bad weather, but knock on wood, so far we've had sunny skies every time we've scheduled it. So hopefully that keeps up.
That sounds like fun. What were the themes? I know you did seeing the unseen, but what was?
The other themes were nature. So we
Mhm.
just looked at trees and plants. And then the first year was artworks, because we have a number of artworks that are surrounding the library.
That's right. Thank you. I'm gonna suggest that.
Do you go ahead and do an exhibit afterward, like you'll print out the results or that type of deal, or put them online somewhere?
We haven't done that, although that would be a cool idea because we do have art walls to coordinate that ahead of time.
That's cool.
We do toss up a hashtag, and we have a
Mhm.
couple people that'll tag us with the photos they've taken, and then we can share those online, which is always fun.
That
You
is
guys
fun.
have great photo walls. I've been trying to persuade the powers that be here, and no reception just yet, but you guys do an amazing job with your artworks, the large photographs and paintings that you bring in. You do a great job with that.
Well, thank you very much. Our always philosophy, and this was set before I got there, was there's always should be something new to discover when you walk in the library. So that's one of the reasons for the rotating art.
Interesting.
We have a sunflower contest that's going to be going on all summer. So we've started handing out free sunflower seeds to people. And then I created different prize categories like tallest sunflower, prettiest sunflower. I think I have like 3 or 4 categories. We'll give away prizes, garden themed prizes. So, and we're encouraging people to bring in or email us their photos. And I plan on creating a social media campaign, out of that as well. And it was actually part of the Michigan Great Read program that I did. We did a Smithsonian art program, which was a virtual program, but it was interactive. And we did their Native American art. And then, of course, Firekeeper's Daughter was the Great Michigan Read. So we handed out our copies and did a book discussion. The author was just in Saginaw this past weekend. So we promoted that along with Saginaw. And then the sunflower seed growing contest is part of that as well.
That is really neat, all that tie-in. We have a new seed library, actually.
We do too.
We just, our friends are doing it. We have, we've had a seed library before, but it was kind of a bust. Like, it wasn't well published, and we weren't doing social media back then. It was, different back then. And so we just had the seeds, but it wasn't visible. And I remember one time I was doing some displays and I featured it in a display, but it really wasn't publicized. So now the friends have taken it on, and they have a whole table now in the library where you can sign out the packets, and then they tell you what to do, and get the seeds back and all that,
Bringing them back. I know.
Yeah.
That'll be
And
the
so,
most interesting part. I think it's our first year doing it. So I wonder how many we're going to get back.
Yeah. And I know, well, and they got one of those, I'll do anything to get a little card catalog. And so they've got one of those little card catalog cabinets, and you pull it open and the seeds are inside. And I'm like, and so it's a cute display. And so, yeah, this is really the first summer with it, to see how it goes, and it'll be interesting to see.
And the person asking for ideas for volunteers earlier, that is the perfect start a seed library, and you'll always need volunteers. We actually partnered with our local 4-H group to help us sort seeds and label seeds and all of that. But it's an ongoing thing.
That's a great idea.
That is a great 4-H project. I could have pictured myself doing that back in the day.
They really seem to enjoy it too. We were very grateful.
That's wonderful. Do they maintain it, or did they start it, or,
They just got us up and running, and so now I've kind of been maintaining it.
Yeah.
So in fact, I have a closet over by my desk and I have more seeds in there. I'm like, ooh, we really need to do something with these seeds, because people have really been receptive to it. I don't know, Frankenmuth is a really big agricultural community, and people have been really receptive to it. So I just wrote myself a note off to the side. I have to remember to go and kind of sort through and see what we're out of and what needs to be replenished.
Yeah. I wonder if I'll talk to the friends, maybe once things start growing, we could get people, send in photos of their seed garden successes,
Good idea.
and then share them somehow. Be kind of a cute idea.
Yeah, the other group, if you're looking for helpless seed libraries, if you have a FFA, the Future Farmers of America in your area, get the high schoolers involved.
I'll jot that down.
Yeah.
All right. Anyone else have anything else for this month?
And so we have, well, for this month, we have a college essay writing workshop, and Jillian, who some of you have met, our teen librarian, she's really happy because she's got almost 20 people signed up for it, which is a lot for a teen program for us. And so she's excited. She did also do a blackout poetry slam, but she hasn't gotten a whole lot of people signing up for that. So she's not sure about that one, but the college essay one was really nice. So that's coming up next week. And she's pretty excited because teams are hard to draw in,
Yes, they are.
as we know.
we've had luck with teens when we do crafts. We've done tiny art, we've done paint and pour, we've done zine making workshops.
You know,
Just give them something to do.
yeah, the zines are a good idea. You know, it's really funny. When we like the crafts that she's chosen, they seem to appeal more to the tweens and a little younger, but maybe she has to come up with some, you know, different ideas. I'll tell her about the zine making.
Our teen librarian, it really is more for tweens. It's 4th through 8th that she's going to do, but she's got a big Percy Jackson event that's coming up next month.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
Yeah, she just started promoting it today. So she's got all kinds of stuff planned. They can make shields. There's going to be an archery competition with the Nerf darts, not real, not real arrows. She has a lot of stuff planned. So that's going to be fun. I think she's going to get a really good turnout for that.
It's a good idea. When is that coming up?
It's going to be next month. I think it's May 8th, if I remember right off the top of my head.
Mm-hmm.
All righty. Well, thank you everybody for coming. It was a great discussion today.
Yeah. Thank you for the ideas, guys.
Yep. And mark your calendars, and I'll send out the online reminders, of course, but our next meeting is another roundtable meeting on Tuesday, May the 21st. So I hope to see you back here then.
All right. Thank you.
Great, thanks,
Thanks,
everybody.
everybody.